watch him, finally get a good performance at home?
Well, he's had some good ones this year. It's not like, but it's that time of year. As far as track record and really our needs, we're nearing the halfway point. How far away are we from that? This was? So we're near today. We're over halfway now.
Yeah. Yesterday was halfway.
Never mind. So, no, he was solid and a real. It was needed. It was needed. We had people to pitch, but it was needed. Got a chance to look at Ramirez, and he was solid. Had command of all his pitches. I thought, the very first hitter there goes 3-2 and gets a strikeout, and kind of settled in, and was on his way. But solid. He was solid.
Personal point of view from you. I mean, when he walked off, he got a standing ovation from the crowd. A couple times he's walked off this year and actually got
to a different response.
To a different response. I mean, how much? He talks about he knew he would get one. Get a win at home, that kind of stuff. But I mean, how much good do you think that is for him and just for the Orioles to see?
Well, tonight it was. We'll see. I think we have very knowledgeable fans. They know how good he's capable of being, and it's like I heard David Cohn one time outside my office in New York talking about fans' response negatively towards an outing, and he made a great statement I've always remembered, and I've actually talked to Yubi about it, that everybody's waiting to embrace you. It's your responsibility to give them something to embrace you about, and that especially here. Everybody wants you to do well, and everybody's waiting to embrace you. And you guys know him. He's an extremely likable young man that cares and works hard, and you never have to worry about him off the field. He's a great teammate. He, takes care of his family. He's so you pull for him, but he may not wear it on his sleeve, but it bothers him when he can't deliver every time he cocks his arm.
Look, he's had to pitch from behind a lot, and he hasn't necessarily gotten the best run support either. I mean, when you guys were able to get a pretty significant lead there, does that dynamic change for a pitcher? Or
I think it changes for the hitters, the other team, more than it changes for the pitcher in a lot of cases. It makes them, which we get guilty of, all hitters get guilty of in baseball in general. But I think it changes. You just have a little more margin of error, and you can get in attack mode more. And, you get some counts in your favor. You can try to put somebody away. You're not always trying to make a perfect pitch. And, with that, it really allows you to get into the flow of letting your ability take over. Jonesy was good tonight again. Good gosh. The ball that they threw Wiley first, most people are running down the line in a fashion that they catch it and tag him. The play, he came a long way for that ball in front of him, too. Chris. I think Chris semi-enjoyed playing third.
Is Pierce about as locked in as you've seen him?
Is that like this relief pitcher bullpen thing? Now, I'll tell you, if he's over 5 tomorrow, you and I are going to have an issue. Stevie has the ability to get locked in for a long time because he has such great approach and work habits. He's just, he gives himself a chance to be successful. And he never has an at-bat that he's satisfied with other than getting a hit and hitting the ball hard. He holds himself to a high standard. Sometimes he can, he's pretty hard on himself. So he's a guy you don't have to. I'd rather have to pull guys back than push them forward. He's a guy you don't ever have to push forward.
What does he make it more enjoyable for you as far as Pierce is concerned because he's kind of bounced around? He's been a journeyman.
Everybody would pull for all of them, but Stevie's, I don't know if bounced around. And you're constantly wanted by a lot of different organizations. That tells you, kind of the reputation he's developed. I'm sure there's some people kicking themselves. He had options to go somewhere else. He wanted to play for the Baltimore Orioles and be here, and that meant a lot to us. And he had options, and he had a decision to make, and it took a lot of trust on his part to know that you walk away from the contract guaranteed he had for a few days to come back here. He had to really trust us. But he had some other options out there too.
What did you think of Ramirez? What were the reports on him down there?
Well, I don't think I've ever had a pitcher pitch for me that I've never met, and tonight was the first. I introduced myself after he came out of the game. He got here, landed about 7:20, and was in the bullpen about 8:30. we had all these things going around. The package has landed, the package has arrived, it's in the bullpen now. So, as advertised, I think he'll understand what his day was like today. I think he'll only, hopefully, even be crisper. Talking to RJ and Griff, who are great evaluators for us, they felt like he was the best option. And, I'm not going to go into how they describe him, but he presented himself as such tonight. We'll see what the future brings. Mac's going to start tomorrow. And I was wanting to stay away from Brock and some other guys so that we provide, all the bullets we can tomorrow.
Do you see enough from Chris Davis to be comfortable with him for the next 4 days at third?
No. Not yet. I mean, you can tell his clock's. It's about getting your clock over there. You can tell his clock was a little off, and it's hard going around. That's why these guys can play a lot of different positions. Are so valuable. They got a feel for when they got to hurry, when they got to slow down, and if he played over there for a while, that would change. But I was thinking about it today about what I'll do tomorrow, and I was going to wait and see what tonight brought, but present some options for us. But there's something else. It seemed like there was something else.